start.
Hello, everybody. I do not know if the sound is going to be good on my end, but once again, we are the Rod and Gore movie YouTube podcast show thing. And as always is Brandon. So let's bring him in.
Hello, everybody. You know what? I think the audio issue is actually coming from my earbuds.
Oh,
because
well,
while I was playing the intro, it was like chopping out in my ear, and I couldn't hear the intro music all the way either. So it's my new earbuds I got. So great start.
Professional as always.
Also, yeah. So I'm going to try my best to pay attention to you, but I might need you to repeat something sometimes. But before we get started, I know I promoted that The Shining was supposed to be on this show today, and unfortunately he couldn't make it. So he's not dead. He's alive. He had technical issues.
He passed.
So sorry, Sean. We'll get you on another time, buddy. I hope to have you on. I know he really wanted to be on this episode. This was actually his choice. He actually picked the movie for us this week. But next time he comes on, if you're watching, Sean, next time you come on, you can pick the movie again, and we'll do something. Hopefully he pops up in the chat at some point, and we can talk to him a little bit about it. But yeah, this week we watched Basket Case.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what your feelings on it are yet. And we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Hold on. We got to play the trailer. So, for people who haven't seen Basket Case who are watching, also thank you for watching. I see we got some people in the room already, so that's awesome. Comment on here and let us know. Chat with us. I see there's some people in the room, so come chat with us. Say hi, and we'll bring you up on screen, and we'll chat with you. But first, we're going to play the trailer to the movie Basket Case, in case you guys don't know what we're talking about. This trailer will kind of give you a little general idea of what we watched. Here we go.
What is the secret Dwayne is hiding in the basket?
What's in the basket? Easter eggs?
What's in the basket?
Clothes. What's in the basket?
Nothing.
What's in the basket?
My brother.
What's in the basket?
Open it, if you dare. Basket Case, opening at our theater for you. An analysis film presentation.
Basket Case. I switched headphones while the trailer was playing, so I can hear you a lot better now.
Okay.
In case you're wondering about the wardrobe change, that was what happened. So, Basket Case, man. This is a movie, if you didn't gather from the trailer, I'll give a quick synopsis. It's about Dwayne and Belial. Okay?
Yeah.
They were conjoined Siamese twins when they were born. Belial did not form properly, and he is connected at Dwayne, who is essentially a regular, normal child, as I like to call him in the movie. But Belial is just a hunk of flesh. And it's about... So they get separated at... I think Dwayne is like 12 years old when they do the operation, I believe they said in the movie. And, yeah, Dwayne didn't want to get separated from Belial. They have a telepathic link. They can talk to each other through their mind and stuff like that. And so it's a story about Belial and Dwayne getting revenge. Mostly Belial. But Belial and Dwayne getting revenge on the doctors who separated them when they got separated. And
Yeah,
that's basically the plot of the movie.
Well, I think there's also kind of a deeper plot in it, too, at least in terms of we'll get to it, but the extra individuals that aren't the doctors that get killed. At least I was able to notice one connection, at least in terms of who Belial attacked, besides the doctors.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to unpack with this movie. The first time I watched it, I thought it was just kind of B-movie schlock, and it was fun and all that stuff. Like, I enjoyed watching it, but I didn't really dig deep into it. But this last time, I watched it on Friday, so yesterday, I watched it, and I realized there's some deep stuff in there, man. Like, it's not just an everyday... I don't know if you call this a creature feature or slasher. I'm not sure what to classify it as, but B-movie. There's like the reality that I took away from it. It's about two tortured souls. You know, like something tragic happened at birth, obviously, and then something tragic again happened when they were separated, and then you see Dwayne throughout the movie trying to have a normal life.
Yeah,
that's his journey. He is struggling and to balance this relationship of having a normal life and balancing taking care of his brother. Oh, here we go. Mr. Tony the Dead's here. I've only ever seen the first basket case. I do like it. I also like the little cameo of them in Brain Damage. Yes, Brain Damage is fantastic, and that was a great cameo. Me and my brother Caleb just watched Basket Case 2 for the first time this last weekend, and that was pretty good too. But I like the first one a lot better. But I was saying, so that's Dwayne's struggle, right? It's like, I have to take care of my brother. He's my brother. We're twins. You know, I have to take care of him. But then he also wanted to do things on his own, like get a girlfriend, you know, live his life. But then there's Belial's struggle where it's like, I'm stuck as this fucking lump, you know? Like, what am I supposed to do? You're all I have, Dwayne, you know? And then, like, when Dwayne is trying to get his own life, it's like, you can't leave me behind. I'm your brother, you know? You're abandoning me. And so there's, like, it's crazy. Like,
well,
it's a deeper movie than what people, when they first look at it, think, I think.
That, and I think the other thing, too, is I think there's a few instances of even, okay, my brother's trying to live his own thing. I'm going to attempt to do that as well. And that's the situations where he is found in beds and people are slain from that situation.
Yeah.
Like, as in, that's, I would imagine, besides him not being able to talk, it's also screams of frustration as well on Belial's part.
Yeah.
I'll just say this too. I used to make the claim that for reasons of trying to sleep while this was on, that Evil Dead is the loudest horror movie I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one might win.
No, Evil Dead's still louder than this movie. But there are points where I watched this at like midnight on Thursday, so Friday morning, after Jamie went to bed, and I had to turn on the volume multiple times to not wake her up because Belial was just screaming his fucking head off and like doing his weird moaning thing, and then there's all the girls screaming about getting murdered. So it's like, oh god, it is a loud movie. It is. But I don't think it tops Evil Dead. Evil Dead is constant. This is not constant. But we have a new member on the horniness meter, Belial. Because, spoiler alert, at the end, the reason he kills Dwayne's girlfriend is because he can't do the thing with her.
Right.
So that, I mean, you killed somebody to the point where, or due to your inability to make love.
That's out of frustration. I'd almost say the brother might be up there.
The hunk of flesh is so annoying. Yeah.
Well, I think the brother might be up there in terms of the meter, because I mean, it was to the point. I know it's B movie, but the point of laughable when he tries kissing his girlfriend at the Statue of Liberty, he's basically sucking her face.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know.
And they had known each other for what, maybe a couple hours at that point?
His might be a bit higher than Belial, actually.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, and then he almost killed his brother because he wasn't able to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Tony's right. Sex equals death.
Well, yeah, that's the
every horror movie
thing.
Yeah, that's the trope.
Yeah, especially I
Thanks for joining us, by the way, Tony. Appreciate it.
This absolutely did get brought up when I did some minor film studies class in college, but that's one of the common things in horror, because a lot of the times when that stuff is happening, it's usually female initiation, and in that situation, basically anything in horror where female equals masculine, either in terms of initiation or weaponry or being a assertive person, typical male traits, it equals death.
Yeah.
More often than not.
So what did you think of the look of Belial when you first saw him? Did you know what Belial looked like before going into this movie, or were you?
Yes, because
because from Whose Line Is It Anyway, right?
Yes, they just a second, my charger came unplugged from my laptop. I gotta plug that back in quick. But no, they used scenes from that movie in the Whose Line game where Colin Mockery is a reporter and has to guess what's behind him, and that was the use of it was scenes with Belial as behind him. But I saw it as B movie schlock, and it definitely felt that way until, I don't know if you did any sort of research and stuff, but
I did a little bit.
There, as more research, the more I've come to appreciate this movie as a whole, as well as Belial was shot extremely cheap because of the fact that it was them getting little bits of money. And then
it's a great episode, Tony. You look it up on YouTube. I'm sure if you typed in "Whose Line Is It Anyway," basket case, it'd show up. It's a great segment. I watched it the other night. It's really funny.
But it's a little. But they got a little bit of money, filmed a little bit more, and so because of this, I ended up learning that they went through 3 or 4 different special effects artists throughout the movie because they weren't able to afford them much longer, and that even near the end, I heard that the original puppet of Belial had become so worn down and what have you that I believe it was somebody related to, but the niece of somebody who was a kid at the time was the only one that had arms small enough to go into Belial and operate him. Like, really? So the physical puppet was deteriorating as the year. Well, I don't know how long it took him to make, but as the movie went on, it was losing its quality, and I'm sure I don't even know, but who even knows if said practical effect even exists if it was deteriorating that badly while filming. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I doubt the original Belial is anywhere near intact anymore.
But
I know in Basket Case 2, Belial looks a lot better. Basket Case 2 was made 8 years after the original. So this was made in 1982, I believe, and Basket Case 2 finally came out in 1990. And then Basket Case 3 came out in 91. So then it was like a long time for a sequel, and then a sequel right after the other. You know, it was weird. But I just watched Basket Case 2 with Caleb recently, who was on the show. If you guys remember him, he did the Rawhead Rex episode with us. And Belial looked a million times better. Like it looked like there was an actual human's face inside the blob, so he could move around and, you know, express himself and all that. Yes. So it looked really good. But in this version, or this one, they had to do the lot of stop motion, which I found charming. I actually really liked the stop motion. It was kind of off-putting and creepy a little bit. Made it creepier, I thought.
I liked it to a point, but the part that was even funny, even through the research, and you can tell this, is that it was the director that did the stop motion as well, that he eventually would get impatient, he would get impatient while doing the stop motion, and so you'd end up telling at the end where it was, instead of just animating, the thing would just slide a little bit to complete the scene. Like it eventually he was just like, fuck this. Okay. It's over here now. But
it's always sad when you see old props and characters deteriorate. Yeah.
Well, again, I mean, who even knows how much who even knows how much money they put into this prop character to begin with? Because if I saw right, the movie was only like $30,000 something to
$35,000 was the budget.
So what? Maybe $6,000-$7,000 on Belial, if that.
And for a puppet of that price tag, it's not a very high price tag for a puppet that's going to be used as much as this one was used in a movie, like, I don't know. It seemed like everyone was being really careful with it, though, because a lot of the kills, they're Belial's MO is jump on their face, claw them to death. So it's a lot of people holding the puppet and going like, and just, it's a lot of that. Tony says their budget was $7 on Belial.
Right. Well,
it's better than Beaster Day.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was going to say that that's one thing with how cheap it was. I guess you couldn't even necessarily tell what the intended kill was, because it's like maybe he was trying to slice off the only one that was clear was the kill where the guy got slit long ways. That was the only sort of...
Yep, with the buzzsaw.
And I'd say that was probably my favorite kill of the whole movie, too. It would be that one.
I really enjoyed... I don't remember the doctor's name, but it was the woman doctor. And it's not when he kills her, but it's when the nurses open the door that she's locked in with Belial, and you see all the scalpels sticking out of her face, and she's just like, freaking out. I loved that. I thought that was a great shot. I thought it looked really good. Anything's better than Beaster Day, yeah.
I thought the scream hung on a little bit long. That was one of the times where I'm just like, oh, I get it, but shut up, please.
Yeah, well, it's something you need to that with that kind of budget. They didn't have a lot to do, so it's like you better hang on to that damn shot. It's probably the most expensive shot in the film. I don't know. What is that?
I don't know.
Anyways, so yeah, man, Basket Case. This is a wild movie. Like I said at the beginning of the show, my opinion changed after I watched it the second time. I thought about it a lot more deeply this time around. What are your kind of... We talked about the creature design of Belial. You never said if you liked him or not, though. Did you like the look of Belial? Were you down with that?
For what it was fine. Especially after doing the further research and stuff, it absolutely helped. It explained it.
Do you have a Belial, John?
What now?
Look at the comment Tony said.
No. If anything, without getting it, if anything, you're probably the closest to Belial, if anything there, Brandon.
I'm your Belial?
No. You had the twin.
Oh, yeah.
You're the closest.
I absorbed him in the womb.
Yeah, so you're the closest.
True story. Yeah, I guess. And wouldn't it be cool to have 2 Gore keepers on this channel? That'd be awesome. Anyways, so, let's talk about the kills a little bit. So, the kills weren't entirely creative in this movie.
I think they didn't have the choice to be.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that. Like, they probably didn't have the budget to afford great kills. But then I watched Basket Case 2, and that was pretty much par for the course with the second one as well, which had a bigger budget and was made at a time where practical effects were moved along a lot further. And so it's weird. It's like, is it a creative choice? Is it just like that's how Belial kills and you don't really get to see a whole lot? Because in the second one, it's kind of the same thing. It's weird.
I think with the second one, they were just like, well, this is kind of what we're stuck with.
Well, I guess in the second one, if you haven't seen the second one, there's a lot of other freaks in the movie besides Belial. There's like 20 different other ones.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I think they kind of blew their wad on the special effects for all the other freaks, because they were like full-on suits of freaks, not just a blob of flesh like Belial is.
Okay.
So, which is pretty cool. There's some pretty cool looking freaks in that movie. But yeah, what are you doing? It's really distracting.
Nothing.
You keep like turning back like this, and I don't know. You're distracting me.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
What are you doing? Are you shutting the basket back there or something?
No.
Do you have a wicker basket that you're not telling me about?
Yeah, possibly.
So yeah, throughout the course of the movie, Belial is wrecking shit, right? Like, because Dwayne's off doing his own thing. He meets Sharon, I believe her name is. She's a nurse at the hospital.
Yeah.
And he goes on dates with her. Oh, he was out a twin. He was I think like Guatu and Puerto Rico.
Yes.
No deformities, unfortunately. But yes,
Yeah.
I literally did absorb my twin in the womb. That happened, Tony. That's a real story. So now I have, as Dwight once said, I now have the strength of a full-grown man and a baby. Anyways, Tony's comment threw me off guard. Now I forgot what I was saying. What was I talking about?
I don't know. I don't remember. Tony's comment was that good.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. Everyone, go if you're watching. Everybody, go check out Mr. Tony the Dead on YouTube. He does great content. He's a great dude. He was on our show, and I appreciate you coming on that time, brother. We'll have to have you on again. Yeah. What the fuck was I saying?
Tony, you have to set us back right.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That's right. I thought at first. Yeah. Sorry about that. That's all right. Tony, do you remember what I was saying? I'm gonna have to reach out to the chat here because I don't know where I was going with this.
Hold on a second.
Oh man, I think I was talking about Belial's rampages as the week goes on. So Dwayne's out doing his own thing, and Belial starts trashing his hotel room or wherever they're staying in. And that's when the stop motion, you first see stop motion, he's freaking out, flipping shit around and stuff. Which is cool and all that. And I didn't really put together that it meant anything deeper. Why are you muting yourself?
I accidentally opened... Sorry, I had to take care of something quick and I accidentally opened up Outlook. But where the heck were we? Sorry. Does anybody even remember?
Tony says he forgot.
God damn it.
No, I don't have a third nipple.
Special. Wait, was it something special effects related?
No, I was talking about Belial's rampage, how it ramps up throughout the movie.
Oh,
because of Dwayne's absence.
Okay.
And so, but the problem is I don't know where I was going with that.
Oh, Lord.
So I remember what I was saying, but I had a point to it, and I was going to get somewhere with it. But it's just, you know.
Oh, God. No.
I saved that clip, and I'm never getting rid of it in StreamYard. I'm going to keep it forever. Yeah, I guess you talk a little bit about what your thoughts on the movie a little bit. I feel like I've rambled on this whole time and haven't let you talk very much. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. The main again, it sort of all fit in. Trying to find the sort of concise way to say this. Again, it's really sort of the story of both of them striving to be normal. One can't because of the brother. The other one can't because of said deformities, and that's honestly the gist of it. You can't, this isn't necessary. I mean, besides, okay, yes, we did say there's some deeper below the surface stuff, but it's not that deep. Let's just say that much.
I think it is.
You think it's deeper than what we're saying about the I'm honestly trying to. I will say, just as an interesting note of this, despite the fact that from what I've seen, all parties involved, that everyone enjoyed making this movie, and apparently it was a lot of fun. if you go through the IMDb, this is like sole film credit for like the majority of these actors.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then I know the guy who played Dwayne was pretty much in the other Basket Case movies, and he had the cameo on Brain Damage, and that's pretty much it.
Right.
Yeah. The only notable actor or actress you want to say this movie was the girl who played Casey, the prostitute or whatever that took Wayne to the bar that one night and they had drinks. She
Beverly
was actually
Bonner.
Beverly Bonner. She was like a stand-up comedian or something, and she was pretty popular. And she passed away recently, like 2 years ago, I think, or a year ago, which is sad.
Oh,
I was looking up members of the cast to see what else they had done, and I saw that Beverly Bonner had passed away within the last like year or two, and I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Well,
I like this movie.
I even learned actually a very odd fact too. I was actually going to get to this, but I just remembered this now. That the woman that played Sharon, if you thought that her hair looked fake as hell,
It was a wig, right? It had to have been.
it is, and there's a reason. She had her head shaven because she was in a punk band at the time.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's why they gave her a wig, was because she had a shaved head.
awesome! That's awesome.
Yeah. Do I know what punk band? No. Do I? I don't know. But yes, that's why the hair looked fake. It's you
No,
guys are not deceiving you.
When I was watching the other night, I was sitting, I'm like, her hair looks so fake. What is up with that?
It is.
Something's wrong with her hair. And I
It
couldn't
is,
figure it
and
out.
that's the kind of wig that a $30,000 movie can buy.
Yeah,
It honestly looked
that's a cool
Halloween.
fact. Yeah, that is a
It
cool
honestly
fact.
looked Halloween costume quality.
What's that? Not Party. Yeah, Party City.
Party
Or-
City or the one that opens up in closed businesses. What the
Yeah,
hell's it
that
called?
Halloween one. What's that one called?
The one that was supposed to come to Hutch and then never
Yeah, I
did.
never did.
Spirit Halloween.
Yeah,
That's
Spirit Halloween. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah,
Spirit
that's
Halloween.
yeah. That's a Spirit Halloween wig. They probably didn't spend much on that wig.
I mean,
Um,
I don't know if Spirit Halloween existed back in the early '80s, but
Oh, I don't know.
same. Spencer's. They got it at Spencer's.
Was Spencer's around in the 80s?
Oh God, yeah.
Really?
I think so.
I didn't know that.
Pretty sure it was.
Well, it wasn't in Chopping Mall's mall, so I don't think it existed.
You sure?
Yeah, there was no Spencer's in the Chopping Mall or the mall at Chopping Mall, or in Mallrats.
But they didn't. Mallrats is not the one to go to of what stores are in malls.
Why?
Because it was very specialized in what they were focusing on. You had the pretzel stand. You had the comic book store. You had the building that you had the mall. I mean, had the thing that had the sailboat eye puzzle.
It's a schooner.
Now, again, there isn't. I don't know why we're covering Mallrats, but or Chopping Mall, neither of which are remotely involved with the movie that we're
No,
watching. We just said
Chopping Mall and Mallrats are really good movies, though. They're really solid. I would love to do Chopping Mall on the show one time. I think that'd be a really fun movie to cover.
but
Have you
yeah,
seen Chopping Mall?
no,
No? Oh, it's great.
but
You gotta check it out sometime. Yeah, man.
I know this might be on the shorter side, but I
I
don't
think
know if
so.
there's necessarily too much to talk about, especially without having a guest to ping pong. Again, rest in peace. But
Yeah, where did I put that photo? Where is he? There he is.
rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Sean.
In fact, maybe we'll even put that up one more time at the end and have that be like our moment of silence on the way out.
Definitely. We're going to close the show with that. Just again, to clarify, Sean is not dead.
No,
He's just technical
he has.
difficulties avoided him from being on the show, unfortunately. But we'd love to have him on another time when it works out for him. So yeah, Basket Case. I guess it's gonna be a shorter episode just because. Oh, hold on. One thing to point out about Basket Case is how the city looked back then as compared to now. It looks very gritty and scary. Yeah.
thank you. That was actually something I did
Yes.
want to bring out because
Thanks,
of
Tony.
that. Because of that, it's because of the fact that they really didn't have any sort of filming permits or what have you. Like, and so even I believe that there was an interview with the lead talking about this, that scene where he was naked. They filmed that, him running naked through New York, and was absolutely shocked that they didn't get in trouble for that, like indecent exposure. But
yeah, I was wondering about that because you see in the distance, there's cars going down, but you don't see anybody else on the street. But you can see cars passing in the background while he's running naked down the street.
That was legitimate. Like, they didn't even afford doing the flesh colored thong or anything. No, he was running in the buff,
full bush too.
and even more practically still, like the even going through the whole process, that scene near the ass end when he's dangling from the hotel sign and Belial's holding on to Belial thing, and that they legitimately did that. They had basically a harness to keep him in place, but who knows how solid that harness was? I mean, he very well could have fallen and perished. But yeah, that was just how gritty New York looked at the time.
Yeah,
especially Times Square.
I want to point out something that Tony says about not having permission to shoot something. If you ever seen Maniac, the original Maniac, the scene with the head exploding where Tom Sweeney's head gets shot with a shotgun, they didn't have permission to shoot that. So they did it anyways, and to dispose of any evidence that it ever happened. But obviously the movie got released, but to dispose of any evidence that it happened where it happened, they took the car that Tom Sweeney's head was blown off in, and they dumped it in a river in New York, and they left it there, and they ran away. But there's the original car from Maniac sitting in some river or lake or something somewhere around New York from that movie. Which I think is a pretty interesting little fun fact about Maniac. I gotta move my chair, my butt's hurting.
But
yeah, we didn't even talk about the ending, about how that goes. So
but we don't really spoil that anymore, do we?
I mean, it's a tragic ending, man. It's something you kind of need to talk about. It's a really good ending too. Okay. I thought it was a solid ending. So I guess I know there are some people watching this. So again, thank you for watching. We appreciate all of you so much. But if you want to leave right now, we're gonna spoil the ending. We're fine if you leave. That's fine. Or whatever. Come back to it later if you want. Come back to this video later if you want to. But we're gonna spoil the ending now. So Belial kills Sharon, which is Dwayne's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Since Belial and Dwayne are telepathically linked in some way, Dwayne knows where to find Belial, so he runs to her apartment, finds Belial attempting to mega sex with Sharon's dead body.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work. Which is weird because in the second movie, not to spoil, but he makes love to another freak in that movie, so he knows how to get it on. But not with a human, I guess. Not a regular human, he can't. And also, in best case, that's a really weird scene. It was very strange. Me and Caleb were cracking up the whole time. Anyways, so Dwayne grabs him and is threatening to kill Belial, saying, why can't I just be normal? And that's the moment where it struck me, like, dude, this is actually a deep movie. Like, and then I thought about the rest of the movie, like the little things that he was saying, like when he was at the bar with Casey, how he was just, they were joking at first about what's in the basket. And he said, "Oh, my brother," and she was like, "Oh, that's hilarious. What are you, twins?" We used to be, and they were just joking, But then he just rambles on, and then he starts getting more serious about it and getting more sad about it. And then Casey's like, "What is going on?" And the more details he gave about Belial, the more it was just crushing his spirit, It was just like, oh my God. Imagine being in Dwayne or Belial's place. It's awful. It's really dark, and at the end when Belial and Dwayne are fighting and they fall out the window, and you're right, it's like Belial was holding was Dwayne's neck because he was choking him. But I feel like when they fell out the window, he kept holding his neck to avoid him from killing Dwayne. That's how I took it. He was like, I can't let go or you're going to die, you know? Like, you know, and I don't want you to die, Dwayne. So I was like, Jesus, it was in that ending was such a dark ending, man. And then Belial's hanging onto the ledge or whatever and holding Dwayne up from falling, but also choking him at the same time. So it's like he kind of had to be choking him. And then Belial's hand lets go and they fall and they both land on the street. And if it weren't for the second movie, you'd say they died. Yeah. But they come back in the second movie and they're alive. But that movie wasn't made until 8 years later. So at the time, people were like, oh my God, that's a dark ending. They both died at the end. Sharon's dead. Yeah. Belial and Dwayne are dead. Like, oh my God, that was a crazy, messed up movie. And I feel like it's under the cover of this schlocky B movie, but I feel like there's a lot to unpack within it. Which made me bump it up a star rating from what I had it at. So let's get on to our final segment. Unless you want to talk anything about the ending.
No, we're good.
Anything you want to say? Okay. So you can follow me on Letterboxd. I'm at just Gorekeeper on Letterboxd. I rate all my horror movies there. Go check that out. John, you're on Letterboxd. What's your Letterboxd thing?
Yeah, right in here, Mafu John.
John,
like the thing.
Yeah, so follow us on Letterboxd. It's where we do all of our movie reviews. I gave this a 4 out of 5, and the reason I gave it instead of I've given this movie a lot of love. I don't think I said one bad thing about this movie, but the one thing I didn't like about it was the kills weren't necessarily anything great, and they could have been with this little freak that is Belial. It could have been some really cool stuff, but I think the budget just wasn't there to do that. And the scalpel scene, like Tony said, I mentioned right here. Yes, I did love the scalpel scene. There wasn't a lot to go on. It's a lot of just face scratches. How do you die from face scratches? You know, like the kills didn't always land for me. So I think that's what made me bump it down from a 5. Otherwise, I think it's a really great, solid movie, and I almost don't even consider it a B movie. I thought it was really well done for the budget they had. I thought the story between Dwayne and Belial was really great. It had an interesting backstory. All the characters in the movie were interesting, you know, like everybody had their own little thing. You know, even the residents of the hotel each kind of had a little backstory that you knew about just to give you something that made it feel like a really lived-in atmosphere. Like this movie has already been lived in for a while, longer than the runtime. And I thought that was really cool and really effective. So 4 out of 5 for me. Highly recommend. Would I buy or die? Absolutely buy it. Go watch it. It's a great movie.
I would give it probably a 3 out of 5, but I would absolutely say watch it.
Yeah. Also watch Basket Case 2. Haven't seen the third one yet, but I plan on it. Check out the second one as well. It's not as deep as the first one, I don't think. But there's some cool stuff in there. There's some weird stuff in there. But it's also a solid movie. It's a solid sequel for sure. So John, yeah. That was Basket Case.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really great movie. I'm glad you liked it more than hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I don't think that's happened. Has that happened on the show? That hasn't happened on the show in a while.
No, it hasn't.
I think the last movie you liked that we did was The Mist, probably.
And Jason X.
Oh, you did like Jason X.
I think I did say I liked it.
I don't remember. I'll have to go back and listen to it.
I think I did. But anyways, since this iteration.
Thanks, Tony. We tried our best.
Since this iteration, yes.
Yeah, since we started doing it on YouTube, there hasn't been one you liked yet. We've only done 3 episodes now, but
still,
so it's a low bar. But yeah, I can't believe you like Jason X though. I really thought you hated that movie, but I love that one.
I remember there was just stuff that I thought was good, campy fun that we got to in the review, if I recall.
I remember you liked the hologram scene a lot, where they went to like the fake Camp Crystal Lake and he was smashing the girls in the sleeping bags.
My lordy!
I love that part. It's so good, dude. Yes. I love Jason X. I love that movie so much. It's so stupid, but it's awesome. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, Tony, Jason X is awesome. It totally is. We did a review on it on our old podcast, so if you look up the Gorekeeper Horror Movie Podcast on, like, Spotify or Apple iTunes or whatever, or Apple Podcast, whatever, our Jason X episode is on there. So if you want to check that out, you can. I think that's the last one we did under that name, if I'm not mistaken, right? Jason X is our last. Yeah, that was our last episode for that old podcast. But yeah, so John.
Yep.
This Week in Gore, what's up with that?
Oh, shush. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. I have been John.
I got some stuff to plug.
Oh,
I got some
go
stuff to
for it.
plug.
Okay.
All right. Like I said before, you can follow me on Twitter at YTGorekeeper. You can follow me on Letterboxd at Gorekeeper. Please subscribe to the channel. Go like the Rotten Gore Facebook page if you haven't already. Tell your friends. Chat, thanks for hanging out tonight, especially Tony. You guys were great. Or Tony, you were great. Thank you so much for listening. What else is I gonna plug? Tyler's First Time Season 2 should be coming soon. I know I said before that on my last pickups video that it was going to be done in the next couple days, but Tyler's been busy with work, so Season 2 has not started yet, but we're going to get on it hopefully soon. I filmed a VHS pickups video earlier today, and that will be released on Monday. So look out for that. That is coming on Monday. What else is there? Oh, should we talk about the Super Show?
No, let's tease it.
Let's talk about the Super Show. Sounds good. All right. So, okay. So at this rate, we're basically doing the podcast every 2 weeks, right?
Roughly.
It's like bi-weekly. So, the next episode, we are hoping to do a Rotten Gore Super Show. And that would entail not watching a singular movie. It would entail more of a round table discussion. We're going to have more than one guest. So me, John, and like 4 or 5 other people. Just a bunch of people, whoever we can get. And I'm going to put up a poll later tonight about what genre or subgenre we should talk about. And then we will go from there. And then that'll be the conversation that we talk about. And we'll just have a big conversation about it. And that way nobody has to watch the movie. We can get a lot of guests on, have a lot of fun. I think it'd be a really cool idea. But yeah, that's in the works. And I know Sean, who was supposed to be out here, The Shining, from The Shining, said he wanted to do an episode of There Can Only Be One, our remakes and originals series that we do on the show, on this channel. I mean, so one of those should be coming at some point too, when Sean gets his technical difficulty situated. Basically, there was a big storm where he lives, and it knocked the shit out of his internet. So it's all messed up on his end right now. So hopefully we'll have one of those.
And unfortunately, in the aftermath of said storm, it did kill him. So with that...
Sean, we miss you, buddy. And we're supposed to have a new show called This Week in Gore at some point that John's gonna do. So he will be the host of that. And I don't know what he's doing. He's been very secretive with me, so I don't even know what the show is fucking about. But he's supposed to do it at some point. So at some point, that will be coming too. Oh, we got a comment here. What is it? I missed it. I'm in the wrong section. Awesome. And I suppose that's a good time to end the podcast, huh?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Mm-hmm. Please subscribe. Go subscribe to Mr. Tony the Dead and The Shining as well. They're great horror YouTubers. Well, Tony does a lot of stuff. He does like action movies and all that kind of stuff. He does a lot of unboxing videos. He's featured on all of the kind of channels. He's great. Go check out all his stuff. It's really fun. John, you can check him out on This Week in Gore whenever he decides to get that going. And me, you will see again on Monday. So thanks everybody for hanging out, and that's the end of the show. Bye. Oh, wrong button. Now goodbye.